Okay, now, Mr. Ziegler, my car already has a corrosion guarantee from the factory. Anybody heard that? Sir, manufacturer warranties only cover rust through perforation. That means a complete hole through the metal from the inside out. Now read your car's warranty. We have double galvanized body panels on our cars, most of our cars today. Galvanization is a process of plating a non-corrosive metal to the surface of a corrosive metal. Like, remember those shiny garbage cans when you were a kid that were galvanized? That they would put zinc on the outside of steel. That garbage can was totally indestructible. You know, you could run a steamroller over it, make it round again, and continue using some bitch. But all in all, what happened later was they started making it where the bottom of it rusted out. And one day you'd pick up your galvanized garbage can, ooh, all your stuff would fall out the bottom. If it didn't rust out in the bottom, you'd still own it. So even though the manufacturers are putting double galvanized body panels in there, if you get surface oxidation from the inside, outside in, it doesn't cover. And you know, Joe Calla comes from New Jersey originally. They got cars driving around up there, the only thing holding together is the paint. I mean, the rust is awful. You want to see some really bad rust, go to Buffalo, New York. Man, or Syracuse. You're talking about protecting a $35,000 investment. Page 66 will show you some of the things I'm going to talk about. Now, we don't have salt on roads here, but if you go to New York, New Jersey, if you people watching the video, if you're up north, you put 3 tons of salt on every lane of every road mile per year that attacks your car's finish. You're a Wisconsin resident, you're a Minnesota resident, you're a New York resident, you're a Chicago resident. 3 tons of road salt per lane per mile every year. And it's not true salt, it's a chemical, but it's the same difference. So page 66 is how I will sell the road hazard. Road hazard. Who sells road hazard tire and wheel? What do you sell, Wayne?
That's through JM&A.
JM&A. What's it cover?
It covers if they damage their wheel, if there's basically a road hazard that causes the tire to blow out.
Okay. I had 9 Escalades since the year 2000 when they first came out. You know, I was getting them through General Motors. I was getting 1 a year. I had 9 Escalades and 7 Corvettes. And first thing I did when I got my Escalade was I put big, wide Toyo tires on the Escalade and 23-inch ice metal wheels. I had the windows tinted and had the gold package. All I needed was a rap group and a posse. I mean, I had that Escalade tricked out. And when the people I bought the Toyo tires from, the tire company automatically put tire and wheel on it. It was complimentary in their sale price of the tires. You know, getting $10,000 wheels, I guess they can afford to do that. I had a complete tire replaced. I had a rim replaced. Because I was living at the time in a neighborhood that was under construction. I picked up roofing nails. I picked up blades out of people's cutting knives. You know, my car was a magnet for all that. At the same time, I was driving a Corvette. And the Corvette had run flat tires on it. And honest to goodness, they do run flat once.
And only once.
And only once, and then it's a $500 replacement at the dealer. And I did not have tire and wheel on those cars. So, and I talk to people. A personal story like that sells F&I. You know, this is what happened to me. I will always have tire and wheel. I've got it on my cars now. It's one of the easiest sales to make. Oh, that was Kaufman Tires in Snellville, Georgia that put the tire and wheel on it. Any other products I need to discuss right now before I go into other sales techniques? I got 1:15. Brad, what are you getting out of this part of the seminar?
I just think, especially on the environmental things, it's really good gross profit. Sometimes it's an afterthought.
Yeah.
You really need to master all the things you sell instead of having your favorites that you're good at. There's a whole variety of other things that if you just took the time to research, like the evidence manual, which is a great one, you might sell a lot more just from being more prepared on the products maybe you're the weakest on or not as knowledgeable on.
Exactly. But evidence manual. I'm an Eagle Scout, and I'm more proud of being an Eagle Scout than a lot of things I've accomplished. At the time I actually did it, I thought I was being a little nerdy. Kind of taking some heat from some of the other kids that thought being a scout was uncool. But as an adult, Eagle Scout has been one of my greatest credentials. So I'm sitting in the F&I office, and I've got a couple sitting in front of me, and they're kids in Scouts. And I say, "Hey, I'm an Eagle Scout." What? Be a mind reader. What are they saying?
Sure you are.
No, that's what are they saying? Bullshit. Yeah. I'm an Eagle Scout, and they're going bullshit. So what I do is I reach in my desk and I pull out my evidence manual, which has in it my Eagle Scout certificate and a clipping from the Times-Union newspaper of my picture in it showing I made Eagle Scout. Now we start talking about it. I mean, establish common ground. Anybody ever heard that before? Form, family, occupation, recreation, motivation. The 4 subjects you can talk about and instantly get somebody to like you. Family, F-O-R-M, family, occupation, recreation, motivation. 4 topics that you can start a conversation about that will make people like you and relate to you. Family. That's the number 1 subject of commonality. If you have a family and they have a family, that is the number 1 subject you want to bring up.
Maintenance. Do you have any good closes for maintenance?
Maintenance.
As far as car care, prepaid maintenance.
Prepaid maintenance. Of course, prepaid maintenance is more economical to the consumer. That's an economy issue. And you have the peace of mind that knowing it was done by the authorized dealer. There's not a whole lot on maintenance. Maintenance is a do or don't. You're going to get it or you're not going to get it. And usually I try to sell maintenance on lease, cash buyers. I'm going to do the cash conversion here in a little while. Let me get back to form a second before I get off of it. Family, occupation. What do you do for a living? And I told you the story about the guy that was the aircraft mechanic, and I told him I'm also an aircraft mechanic and proved it to him. Occupation, you spend more time with the people at your dealership than you do with your family. Most of the time you're with your family, you're asleep anyway. Think about that. So the people at work are very important to you. Here's my advice. Be fascinated. Be fascinated. Act like you're really interested in what they do and what they are. And I tell this story in every seminar. Where are you from?
Me, Russellville, Arkansas.
Russellville, Arkansas. Russellville, Arkansas. And I told you the story already. I'm in Russellville, Arkansas. And Russellville, where he lives, is the chicken capital of the world. They got all the big poultry companies. I got painters and everybody else there, right? So I'm consulting a dealership, which, by the way, is his dealership. It was a previous owner, but I was consulting your dealership. And I'm interviewing this guy, and I said, "What do you do for a living, sir?" "I'm a chicken catcher." "A what?" "I catch chickens." "What does it say on your W-9? "Chicken catcher." And I'm trying to be fascinated, but it's really difficult. What's the most difficult part of your job? "I got to climb up in the roof sometime and get the chickens." They come in on a truck. Before we can kill them, some of them get out. Be fascinated. Whatever they do for a living, be fascinated with it. You know, recreation. What's your sport? What's your hobby? Are you a fisherman? Are you a golfer? Are you know? Try to find something in your catalog that matches up with the customer's catalog. When I'm teaching salespeople, managers, or F&I managers, I'm saying, what is your inventory? Your inventory is what you have done. I played high school football. I'm an Eagle Scout. I'm a journeyman in 3 trades. I was a radio disc jockey. I was actually more famous as a disc jockey than I am as a car guy. I was in rock and roll radio for 7 years. And you know, WAPE in Jacksonville. I was Dr. X, a big time radio celebrity. And well known in radio business as much as the car business. So what have I got in my inventory? And then I try to find something in my inventory that matches something in their inventory. I've actually had people that, I'm a disc jockey. Really, I was a disc jockey. I was in, what city is that in Minneapolis? Not Minneapolis, that was suburbs of Minneapolis. But I'm in the suburbs of Minneapolis, and the guy said, "I'm in radio." I said, "What do you do?" He said, "I'm a general manager of a radio station." I said, "Well, I was in radio for years." He said, "What'd you do?" I said, "I was Dr. X, a big time radio celebrity." "You were Dr. X?" I mean, he just called me a liar right over. "You were Dr. X?" "Yeah." And I had the evidence manual. You know, I had all the documentation. Yeah, he was amazed. "You were Dr. X." I mean, it was like we're old high school graduate buddies. You know, all of a sudden, I mean, backslapping. If I'd have not had the evidence manual, it would have gone badly. You follow what I'm saying? So, family, occupation, recreation. What's your sports team? What do you play? What do you do? You know, you're a fisherman? Hey, I'm a fisherman. You're a chess player? I play chess. You're a Shriner? I drink. You know. I used to have a mini bike. Yeah, that's one of my favorite jokes too. But anyway, family, occupation, recreation, motivation. I did a meeting for David's Sales to People today. I did my motivational meeting, or one of my motivational meetings. And that meeting, and I do it for the salespeople all the time. What do you want? Why are you doing this? You want a better house than you now live in? You want a better car than you now drive? You want expensive jewelry? You want luxury vacations? You want a better life for your family, education for your kids, retirement, security into your old age? Why are you doing this?